this week's episode of Play by Play. I am your host, Andy Horton, alongside my co-host, Jared Bergstrom. And, well, it's episode number 147, and we got NBA Finals to talk about. We are, well, a couple months deep into the baseball season, and things have been fun. Things have been a little rocky for Reds fans, but the last week, specifically, has been a pretty fun one, so we will talk about that. There's been some crazy plays all around the MLB, so I think we're going to look at a handful of those. Should be a fun show, and we might have a couple other things we're going to talk about. We definitely got to talk about some of the changes in college basketball. There's been one for sure already happened, and they're talking about another one. And then maybe we even get into the House settlement, how that might play out with the rest of college sports, considering now there is a $20.5 million salary cap or something like that. Maybe we'll get into that next week or whatever when we do more research or whatnot. But anyways, it's time to get things started. So where are we starting?
I don't really care. I mean, I've got the baseball stuff pulled up if we want to start there with the different catches we've seen around the league and talk about the Reds this past week, and then we can go to the league or the association so I can pull that stuff up later. But I'm fine with starting in baseball then if you are.
Sure. Yeah, I guess we can go to baseball.
All right, so the Oakland Athletics have not had anything good to talk about this year, except for this center fielder, Denzel Clark. And I'm going to pull up the catch of the year first, and then just this past week alone, he has had some insane catches.
So that was in the last week.
Yeah, I'm saying all are in the last week. I'm talking about the one in Atlanta or Los Angeles first. So let me go ahead and pull that up, and we will watch it.
Nolan Shotwell with a fly ball, left center field. Denzel Clark racing back. He's all the way back. He's at the wall. He caught it. He caught it. I can't believe it. Denzel Clark with a sensational catch. How did he do it?
The look on that pitcher's face.
Well over half his body over the wall. That's a Mike Trout play at this ballpark.
So how does that work?
Completely over the wall.
What?
Goes back.
What do you mean falls over the wall?
As long as he holds on, it's an out.
Over the wall. Look how
But how
far
are you going
over
to
the wall that
prove
is
it?
when he breaks
I mean,
it back.
maybe there would have been a camera that can get the angle there. But how are you going to prove it either way?
Wow. That might
Now,
be
because
the play
there are the cameras right there that got the angle of him almost falling over the wall.
Not for Nolan
Like I said,
Shotwell
maybe you do
was,
get the
but that
angle.
was unreal.
What if he falls over? How do you prove he caught it?
After slamming his body.
Hey, heck of a catch by Denzel.
That's one that I'm glad I don't think I'd have to make the call on, because I mean, it is. I mean, like you said, it is. I mean, how do you prove it? But I mean, it's like if you catch a foul ball going into the stands, it's still an out as long as you can hold on to it. And that was just on Saturday against the Angels, and here he has had himself a week.
A different look here. He puts a swing on it to center field. Denzel Clark going back towards the wall and leaps up for the catch.
And I'm sorry for the Athletics play-by-play person. She is just horrible.
Back on his home turf. Give that man a standing
Heck of a catch there. You see him leap up on the back wall. Kind of uses offhand as a hook. Hold him up there for a minute.
Scale the wall. I mean, he was waiting on this thing.
Another sensational play.
You want to talk about making it look easy.
And I think this one might be the toughest.
Yeah.
He's still going. He's still going.
Ooh. Spit a tooth out, maybe?
Is that baseball? Oh my goodness, he caught the baseball.
The wild thing is he doesn't have the glove on anymore. The ball is sitting in the glove, and he's like, am I okay?
That hard, that fast into a wall, let alone as he stands up and he's making his way off the field under his own power.
I'll tell you what. We saw what happened to Tyler Callahan earlier in the season. He's lucky he didn't break his arm right there.
And then we're just going to show this one again just because it's so nice.
So super happy for him that he didn't hurt himself on that play.
Right.
Running into that wall with some pace.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but I'm sure that he was going over 15 miles an hour. He was moving, was trucking it.
But yeah, so the Athletics have a little bright spot with Denzel Clark out there in the outfield for them.
They actually got off to a pretty good start this season, but the month of June has not been friendly to them at all. They went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, this is the right direction? No, that is the wrong direction. But let's do 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Oh my God.
17 of the last 21. They were 500 before that.
And then kind of, I heard this stat, not to jump around, but
they're 17 games under 500 now. They were above 500 21 games ago.
And to kind of jump over now to the National League, the Phillies have lost 10 of their last 12, but they're still 10 games above 500.
You said the Phillies have lost 10 of 12? Did that include today? I don't think so, right?
No, I heard that. That was last night, so.
They're beating up on the Cubbies.
Well, good for them.
Good for us.
True. Oh, they won today, but yeah, before they won Monday against Chicago, but then they hadn't won only against Toronto before that, and because they had lost every game in June except for the Toronto game.
Wow.
Ugh.
That one's kind of rough.
But still 10 games above 500 are the Phillies. All right, so we go from there to, are we going to go to the Reds and Friedel, Jake Fraley.
Guardians have just 2 hits. But they can turn that around. Jose Ramirez, are you kidding me? Jake Fraley just made the play of the year defensively. That ball was slicing away from him.
Huge shout out to the Cleveland announcers.
Yeah.
Because I say all the time how much I like John Sadak and Tommy Thrall and all of the Reds guys. But I think that this play's just a masterclass.
That robs a triple probably from Jose Ramirez in last night's game.
By the time he hit the ground, he probably had to look into his glove. There it is.
There's Cleveland's that one. This is
this year on this homestand. Consecutive game streak to 36.
This is Cleveland radio.
Base.
Legendary
The 1-1
Tom Hamilton.
drill, deep right field, slicing toward the line. Fraley with a dive. Fraley with a catch. Oh my goodness! Jake Fraley with a sensational diving catch. Ball slicing away from him. Deep right toward the line. As good a catch as you will make.
Does he do it by himself?
Really sensational.
I think he.
And for Jose Ramirez,
I think he's got somebody with him.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong though.
Because he kind of gave me Vin Scully vibes doing it by himself.
There's Carlos Santana. Swings and
Maybe he
skies
does do it by
one.
himself.
Shallow right. Steer out. In is Fraley. It's the Fraley show. 2 down.
And then, just because everything sounds better in Spanish,
barbaridad! Jake Fraley le acaba de negar un por lo menos triple a José Ramírez.
Ay, Dios
no puede
mío,
ser.
señor
No
amado.
puede ser.
De verdad que es una clínica lo que ha puesto este equipo de Cincinnati aquí, cofiliando.
¡Wow!
Dios
Esto va a estar en
mío.
televisión toda la semana. Mira, no, qué
Yo pensé
There
que
you
la
go.
noche
Jake
que
Fraley
tú
served
me
up 3 different
dijiste
ways.
la de-
Fantastic catch there by Jake the Viking. Yes, he does have a teammate. Jim Rosenhaus is
Okay.
his broadcast partner. He just wasn't in there on that.
Oh, that's right, because radio splits and they'll do one inning, then somebody will do the next.
So, I'm not gonna lie, and I said this to you when we came in, and I sent you that video. I was like, you know what I heard when I heard Tom Hamilton start going crazy about that call. It just took me back to what 5-6 years ago from the fight between Jose and Tim Anderson. Down goes Anderson. I love Tom Hamilton. He's just one of the best in the business. Some scores from around the league, though. Braves currently up 6-2 on the Brewers. So the Brew Crew looking to drop this one. Blue Jays up over the Cardinals 5-2. And then you mentioned earlier that the Cubs already lost to the Phillies. That one went final a little bit ago. Ended up being 7-2 with the Phillies taking that victory. Pittsburgh, they were able to get a win. They were playing the lowly Marlins, so
Good job, Pittsburgh.
Bailey Falter and advances to 5-3 with a 3.3 ERA. Having a pretty good season so far. See what else we got going on live. If my mouse will stop being goofy. Yeah, Reds lost 11-2, so that's not how the Reds wanted to end the series up there in Cleveland, but won the Ohio Cup for the first time in over a decade, and won 5 out of 6 from Cleveland this season, and just ended a 5-game win streak.
I did just hear that the nuke that Ellie hit has finally landed in Cleveland.
Did it go that high?
That grand slam was hit during a promotional inning. So a Guardian fan won a car. De La Cruz, a high, towering shot to the left.
445, I believe I saw.
Big
Yes.
bleacher in left field.
That thing
It
hung
rocks a home run.
up there
Maybe we should have given away a
for
spaceship on that
a
one.
long
A
time.
rocket ride that went 441 feet.
441.
That's the team leading 13th of the year for De La Cruz. Reds are on the board.
I said it a moment ago that the Braves were up on the Brewers. Well, how about Ronald Acuna Jr.? 3 for 5 on the day, 2 RBIs, a homer, hitting 350 in his return. He's looking really good so far. But the Braves still 10 games under. It's been a real weird one this season for him.
Yeah.
Really no one on the other side getting much going. Turang and Churio both have a hit for the Brewers, but not a lot going on. Ryan Hoskins does have a homer in that one. So 6-2 is the score going into the bottom of the ninth. Or was that? Yeah, going into the bottom of the ninth. Mariners just went up 1-0 over the D-backs. Sorry, just waiting for the box score to load up.
Kind of an eventful past week around in baseball. Some teams getting some wins weren't really expecting. The Dodgers, not necessarily that the Dodgers kind of struggled with San Diego this series. Lost 11-1 yesterday, meeting on Tuesday, and then 8-7 they won. that was a nice back and forth game on Sunday Night Baseball, or was that Monday? That was Monday. That went 10 innings. But yeah, so
But the Phillies must have had a rather large lead in the division, considering you said they've won 2 games in.
yeah, they are 10 in their last 12.
So, or no, it's 3 games because they've won
Okay.
the 3 against the Cubs.
Okay.
But they're only 4.5 games back now of the Mets. So that means they had a pretty sizable lead there, and they're the only 2 in that whole division that are even competing as.
Oh yeah, you kind of just talked Atlanta's.
Nationals are 30 and 36,
Ouch.
12.5 games back of New York and the Braves. I don't want to completely write them off, but no team has ever started a season 0-7, right, and turned around and made the playoffs. I think that was a stat that it was.
I believe so.
Which is so wild, considering, like...
There are 162 games in baseball, and you start 0-7, and you're not making the playoffs?
Yeah, like, you would think that with there being so many games that there would be more of a margin for error. But it's almost like because there are so many games, every game almost matters more. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. But to go ahead and look at the Central, the Cubs, they lead the Central by 4.5. The Cardinals are the closest team behind them, but they... they're losing, and so are the Brewers. So at least the top 4 teams. In
The Reds
division all lost.
can pick up a game on everybody today. Then no, never mind.
Yeah, because we lost.
We lost 2.
But at least we're not losing a game on anybody.
Mm-hmm. And then Pittsburgh's way down there.
Yeah.
Basement dwellers.
13.5. Hey, at least they're not like the Rockies. 27 games back already.
They're more games back than they've had won. That's just sad. And I'll say it every time. Every time we talk about baseball, I do not understand why Baltimore is so bad this year. They were, they went to the Eastern Conference. They went to the American League Championship 2 years ago. They made the playoffs last year. I don't see what the big plummet off of a cliff was, because they didn't really get rid of anybody.
It's just the pitching. Their pitching has just been absolutely non-existent. I mean, looking at it, there's 2 teams I'm seeing in the league that have given up more runs.
They're at 340. The Athletics at 413.
5. So there's 5 teams that have given up more runs than them. And that is not even the White Sox. Wow, actually, that's wild. The White Sox have actually gotten great pitching this year. They've only given up 286 runs. But anyways, the Athletics have given up 413 runs. The Marlins have given up 357. The Rockies have given up 408. Real quick before I go to the next team, have any idea how many runs the Rockies have scored?
115.
It's a little more than that. I guess significantly more than that.
180?
It's 209.
Really?
They've given up 408 runs.
Oh, jeez.
They've scored 209. Their run differential at 66 games is minus 199. That is rough. They are 6-28 in division. The rest of their division is 17-17, and then the Diamondbacks are 16-17 in division. Excuse me, that's away games. I'm sorry, I looked at the wrong one. I'm sorry. That is rough, man. I knew that the Rockies were historically bad, but the more stats you just keep talking about and line up, the worse it gets. The other team that has given up more runs than the White Sox was, or more runs than Baltimore was the Padres? No, not the Padres. The Diamondbacks. Giving up 348 runs.
And you know, with how bad the Rockies are, they cannot get the first pick in the draft.
Yeah, because there's a rule you can't get it like twice in a row or something.
It's the anti-tanking rule. I pulled it up. No team receiving revenue share can have 2 consecutive years with a lottery pick, which is top 6. The Rockies picked 3rd overall in 2024 and picked 4th in 2025. So even if they finish with the worst record, I think at minimum they can be the 7th pick.
That's crazy.
But I mean, hey, that's how you get rid of tanking.
They don't even have good players.
I know it's just this is just the time that they suck.
But like the wildest part about them, they don't have good players to trade away to get prospects. It's rough to be a Rockies fan. I mean, it has been hard to be a Reds fan at points this season. And we're 2 games above 500. 1 game, I guess.
Yeah, 35 and 34.
Ugh.
And then their best prospect, which is Charlie Condon, an outfielder slash
Condon.
Yeah. He's only batting .263, which, I mean, that's not bad. On base per slugging of 376, on base of 359. 51 hits in 194 at bats, 11 doubles, 3 home runs, 26 RBIs. Has struck out 35 times, so that's a little bit up. But it's like you said, they don't have players to trade, and they don't really have the prospects to pull up to try to help.
Yeah, it's a. I don't know, man. It's a rough one for the Rockies.
Now I see why they legalized pot in Colorado so long ago, so they can deal with the pain of this. Because God, this is horrible. I mean, the Rocky. I mean, they have got to have some hell of a giveaways to put fans in the stands. Let me look this up.
You're gonna look up the Rockies promotion schedule?
Because you got to do something.
I'm highly tempted to go to the Reds Tigers this weekend because I'm gonna be up in Amish country anyways. For family reunion. I might take a trip up north.
Let's see.
But also, it would hurt to pay $50 for a baseball ticket and watch the Reds lose.
A bobblehead in 2 weeks. They've got a University of Nebraska ticket package. Nebraska fans, staff, and students. So
this is one of the teams where I guess you have to buy the special theme, the special ticket theme to get the most of the stuff. It looks like.
Oh, you kiss my ass.
Let's see.
I'm paying money to go to your game.
Ezekiel Tovar bobblehead. Okay, so some of them are. First 15,000 fans get a Tovar. They have trucker hats.
I like that. I'd like a trucker hat. Oh, a cowboy hat. That one looks neat. Let's see here.
First 10,000 fans.
You ain't gonna get 10,000 people in the game. See if I can zoom in on that. That doesn't crap.
Up.
That doesn't look bad. I would go for a cowboy hat. Wish the Reds do that. What else we got?
Dude, we do have the not a cowboy hat, but the bucket hat. They're doing a
Connect
bucket hat giveaway later this year.
Ooh, they have this thing called Autograph Sundays. Prior to the game, select players and coaches will be available for autographs at the bottom of section. I don't care about where they're at, but that's kind of cool.
But it's the Phillies. Excuse me, but it's the Rockies. They don't have
I know.
players. It's like, who are you going to get the... Who do you really want to sign your...
I'm going to go take my Torkel bobblehead and have him sign it unless they trade him away. You say his name was Torkel? Or the bobblehead we saw first?
No, that's...
Oh. The Rockies, oh God, they're just all messed up in there. And
Ezekiel Tovar.
Their Star Wars ticket package game is July 19th. They kind of missed that by a few months. All right, they have a Grateful Dead night like the Reds. That's a neat.
That's so weird.
Why do they have so many
University nights?
new university nights? Another autograph Sunday, Faith
You're
Day.
saying the Reds have a Grateful Dead day too?
They used to.
I was going to say, I don't think I've seen that one. I've looked at every single one of the promotions this year.
BOGO Hot Dog Night. There you go. That'll be the highest game attendance. August 5th. We'll look at that when we come back in that next day. Another University of Colorado theme night, University of Wyoming. You're not going to get these people from there.
Oh, okay. Since I've seen it pop up like 10 times.
What?
Did we talk about their jerseys last week?
Yes.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. But wait, we didn't grade them. Let's grade them real fast.
Okay.
F minus.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have it? Oh, never mind. We
pull
don't.
it up.
Okay. Oh, you get a Rockies basketball jersey, August 30th. Brewfest, the 12. Nope, don't care. Tote bag, BOGO
So,
Hot Dog Night.
We'll rank them both.
Harry Potter.
We'll rank them both because this was last year's.
All right,
and
last year's.
It was fantastic.
Yes, I like that one.
That is so cool. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's you got the green mountains and you
Right.
got the snow on the top. That's so awesome. I love everything about that. Even the back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so cool. All of it. And this is the new one.
I'm sorry, but those colors have nothing to do with anything to do about Colorado that I know of. It's stupid.
So A+ for the green ones.
Yeah.
F- for the...
I mean, we can't even give a grade on that. They only go to F, and I want to go lower than that.
I said F-.
Those are just horrible. I mean, just do what the Reds do.
They should have taken his tattoo and put it on there. That'd
That'd be more,
with the,
yeah.
You see the steer?
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
I mean, just do what the Reds
That
did and
would
just
fit.
keep the same for 2 years then.
Yeah, I would. Like, please, Nike, don't screw up the Reds. Either leave it, or like if you are gonna make a new one, make sure it's good. Don't make it that. I am a big fan of the Red City Connect.
Yeah, that was it. They got a couple
I would
BOGOs.
buy one of those Rockies jerseys. They just don't have good players, so why would you buy it? Wyoming, University of Wyoming ticket package.
Yeah, that's insane.
All the ticket packages in the world. Brewfest? Well, that's the only way that you're even going to show up.
I was looking. Oh, the Red. I forgot about Old Dominion singing post-game concert for the Reds this year.
Yeah, I might be going to that one. I think I've actually seen Old Dominion at the Red Stadium before.
I've seen them, but I forget where I saw them.
It would probably be like,
Riverbend, I think.
that would be like my third or my fourth time seeing them.
They're not bad.
They're
Yeah.
legit. Like,
I have seen. I saw Jake Owen at a post-game concert there, and that wasn't bad with the Reds.
so,
We're going to finally talk about the Reds now?
not quite.
Okay.
yet, but there is something that I do kind of want to talk about. It's Mr. Javi Baez. You know what's been going on with him?
I noticed that he's been hitting the hell out of the ball. Or am I missing something?
No.
Okay,
That's
okay.
pretty much it. He's been hitting the hell out of the ball. Last year, Javi Baez played in 80 games, 272 plate appearances or at bats. Scored 25 runs, had 50 hits, hit 184. Well, Javi Baez is looking like the best Javi Baez we've seen since at least 2019. Now hitting 269, 52 hits, 31 RBIs. Struck out 47 times, which not a great.
That was early on too.
But that's so much better than some of the Javi Baez that we have seen. So I've just always liked him, and it's just good to see him playing a lot better.
Train is doing a post-game concert with the Reds this year.
This is Javi Baez's swing chart. These are all pitches in which he has struck out on.
Career? Jesus.
I love him, but man, he'll swing at everything.
Good God.
Let's be clear, two of those were above his head. And two of those bounced feet in front. Some of those hit feet in front of him. So to see him go from that to being a much more efficient, much more effective Javi Baez is fun. He's got 6 homers this season. Got a WAR of 1.3. 299 OBP.
That's insane that he has struck out that many times.
Definitely like the fact that he's been able to clean it up the last couple of years. He's starting to look a little bit more like the old Javi. Because, like I said, he's been a good player for a long time. Yeah, you ready to actually talk about the Reds?
We can.
Well, I was ready to jump off a bridge last week.
Good thing you didn't, because I didn't have anybody to call to do the show with this week. So, thank you for not. But yeah, it had been.
You could have gotten Tony to come in here?
No, he's on vacation. Oh. Yeah, I saw a picture on Instagram, so yeah. But yeah, no, the Reds, they turned it around. You said they were going to go 0-6 by the time we came back in this week. So Andy, you just got to say we're going to go 0-6 every week from here on out. Or 0 and however many games we got.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I was out. I was very far out when we left last Wednesday after we witnessed a 9-1 thumping by the Brewers. I was so mad, I couldn't deal with it. And I think I even said last week, I was like, I think it's possible that the Reds are going to be the first team in 30-odd years that don't end up winning a game in walk-off fashion. Well, Friday night, it started raining in a torrential downpour. And I do not know why they stayed out there so long.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me. It was raining. It was almost hailing. I mean, it was coming down. They played in a hard rain for over an hour. And played just long enough for CES to stroke one over the, what was it, left field wall?
Yes.
Yeah, stroke one over the left field wall to tie it up, take things to extra innings. Reds end up going scoreless in the remaining of the regular innings when we had to pick things up on Saturday. Mm-hmm. But then CES, with a man standing on second, the free runner, a man standing on second hits one deep into Yeah, the outfield hits a double. Got the Reds the walk-off win. And so the first walk-off win of the season. First comeback win, really, of the season. I mean, I guess that's technically not true, but if I'm down 2-0 in the first or second inning, is that really a comeback win? I think it's technically it is, but it's more of a comeback if you're trailing, like late in the game and whatnot. And the Reds had yet to come back, had yet to win a game when trailing after 6.
Mm-hmm.
So they've now done that, and then they came out and put a beat down on Arizona.
That's what I was worried about. I was like,
Saturday.
shit, we can't score 13 runs in 7 games. We're going to do it all here and then going to just score 3 the next week.
That was something that I was also kind of afraid of. But then we came out, and the bats weren't going crazy, but the bats were batting.
Yeah, they did it and secured the sweep over the Diamondbacks. First sweep of the Reds at home this year.
It felt like such a big swing when Matt McClain, and now he hasn't really done anything since then, but it felt like such a big swing when Matt McClain hit that home run to actually give the Reds the lead later on in that game. It just felt like a big momentum shift, and Zach Gallen, he's given up a fair amount of home runs this year. Outside of that, he's been really good. It's just he has given up the long ball. So between Matt McClain hitting one, Trevino hitting one, and Friedel, all three getting in on the action, Reds were able to take that one. And then, with a chance to win the Ohio Cup for the first time in, 1,000 years? Not quite, but the Reds go into Cleveland, win game 1 7-4. And that was, the bats were swinging and they just weren't stopping. Wade Miley got his first start of the season, and I tell you what, man, he's not great, but I think he still got some in him. Like, it was not the prettiest outing. It actually was rather ugly. Walked 4 guys, gave up 5 hits, had 3 earned runs. But man, he just feels and pitches like a sly fox. It's like an old guy who, he's gonna steal an out here and he's gonna steal an out there, and I just think we need him for a couple of weeks. It's not like, Wade Miley's going to be a big, important pitcher for this team for the rest of the season or anything. But while Hunter Green is down, we're going to have to take what we can get from him. And if he can give me 5 innings of 3-run baseball once a week, I'm not going to be too upset about it. I'm not happy when, I'm not jumping up and down for Wade Miley to be the starter.
Not after what we saw in the Milwaukee game.
When he does, he hadn't pitched in the MLB in a long time, He's coming back from injury and whatnot. And so it did not put a good taste in my mouth, the 2 innings he got in that Milwaukee game. But I wasn't someone who was like, trying to throw him overboard before the game even started, like a lot of Reds fans were. So I think if Miley can do that a couple more times, I feel okay. And when you win a game, I kind of feel like winning games where Wade Miley starts is kind of really good for your team. Because that means the offense has to be a little more active. And if the offense has to be a little more active, if you're going to win the game, then, we just need this offense to give us as much as we can. And if the offense thinks that they have to be better because they're afraid that our pitcher is going to lose it for us, does it matter? If we're hitting a little better, I don't care. Wade Miley's 9 ERA is not pretty, and it's not what I wanted. But the Reds are hanging around, and they had 16 hits in that game. So love the fact that the Reds scored 20 runs in 2 days, and 19 of them didn't come in one game. I actually posted on Facebook. You mean the Reds scored double digits and didn't get blown out the next day? Yeah, and didn't have a shutout? So that was awfully good to see. Then the 1-0 Andrew Abbott game yesterday. I love that kid, man. Ever since he came up, I've been a big Abbott fan. Jared, who you taking? Nick Lodolo or Andrew Abbott?
I'm taking Abbott right now.
I don't mean right now, just what we've gotten. You know, who's better?
I'm gonna lean towards Abbott still.
I want to say Abbott because I love Andrew Abbott. I love everything about him. But man, Nick Lodolo was really bad today. But the crazy thing about Nick Lodolo is I don't know if we've gotten a good Nick Lodolo yet this season. And it's like, and I just think that that's the difference. I love Andrew Abbott, but like, I don't think we could get a bad Andrew Abbott for 2 months and him have a 3.5 ERA. All right, 3.7 ERA. And if Andrew Abbott is just okay for 2 months, he's probably got a 4.5, 5.5 ERA. Maybe I'm tripping. But I just feel like Lodolo's ceiling is just a little higher. But I do also agree with a lot of the Reds fans that say Andrew Abbott is Tom Seaver.
Hell, he's got 5 no decisions on the year. Looking at his stats, he's constantly going. I think his shortest outing is 4 2/3 in a game against Seattle that he didn't get the decision in. That's his shortest outing. But yeah, he's 6 innings, 6 2/3, 6 innings, 4 2/3, 5 2/3, 7. Okay, 7's his longest. But he can go out there and give you at least 6 or 7 innings every time.
Lodolo over Abbott is not hating on Abbott at all. So I love that guy.
All right, but let's see. Looking over, and did you have anything else to talk about the Reds?
Well, I'm super excited about the fact that CES has come back and he's
come back strong.
Looked pretty good over the first 5-6 games. He's looked good on defense too. He says he's 100% healthy and that he hasn't been in a really long time. And I think the last time that he was 100% healthy, if I can go to, the last time he was 100% healthy was in 2023 when he didn't have a ton of plate appearances, or a ton of at-bats. Had 220. He hit 270 and 13 homers and 37 RBIs and was walked 14 times, all in 63 games. So, the guy's got a lot of power and he's got a lot of pop. He's just got to be out there. And, when he comes back, if this team can actually get healthy, man, they can go on a run.
We got to stay healthy, but
You add Hayes. Let's just not even talk about Hunter Green, who is a Cy Young candidate. But if the offense can just get healthy, you add in Hayes, you add in CES, and then if we can just get one more guy back, Marte, or Candy, so.
I heard he is on rehab this weekend, I think.
Yeah,
Candy.
He's down in
Louisville,
Arizona, I think.
Oh, Arizona.
I think he's in Arizona.
Okay.
Or it might have been Louisville. He might be in Louisville. I don't remember. But he's on his way back too. Can you imagine if the players on this team just play the way they're supposed to? How the Reds could be in good shape. And something else about this team that I guess is kind of good news is they're good against good teams. They're not good against bad teams, which isn't good. But they're 1 game under 500 against teams that are 500 or better. 19 and 18 or 19 and 17, one of the two. Heard that last night. They just need to get a little bit. The Reds have had no breaks go their way. Was what's felt like all season. And then in the last week, the rain delay gives way to a victory. You started hitting a bunch of balls left and right. I don't know how much of the Cleveland series you watched, but I watched almost every minute of it, except for today's game. And Carlos Santana was just glitching most of the series. He, like game one, made a ton of awful defensive plays. Like dropped a handful of balls, had like throwing over to first base, having the ball slip through his hand and letting a guy get from first to second. Nolan Jones in the outfield was making catches and making wild throws. Like, I don't know. It kind of seems like things have been starting to break the Reds' way a little bit. And, I mean, things have really felt different in the last 4 or 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
Considering I'm a guy that watches all of the games. Things are starting to feel a little bit different. So I'm hoping that the Reds can start to turn things around right now.
And they need it because today they're off. Then they play every day until the end of the Yankees series, which is out to June 25th. They're off because San Diego travels here. And then they play every day from June 27th till the All-Star break. So the Reds got to use those. The Reds just got to stay healthy on that through that stretch. And then we get, what is it, almost a week off, I think, for the All-Star break?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's Sunday and then that goes that week. All right, so how are we looking going into this next week?
It worked last time. Let's see if it'll work this time. 0-5. Like, realistically, I'll say 2-3. Well, yeah, that's all I'll go. I'll go 2-3. I feel like we can do better than that, but I'm also afraid.
I'll go 3-2.
Any guess on which ones we're winning?
We'll win tomorrow night on Friday night against Detroit. I think we'll lose Flaherty. If Miley can give us 5 strong innings, I think we can get that game. And then I think we'll win the Abbott game. I feel, yeah.
And lose the Lodolo?
Oh, crap. I don't want to lose another game going to this year.
All
right.
4th time seeing Lodolo this year.
4-1 then. We'll just lose the one to Flaherty.
Yeah. I'll say 2-4 or 2-3. I hope that we can take care of Detroit. Gary Carpenter has a big bat. Javi Baez has a big bat.
Just hit him. Just put him on base. Just hit him.
Meadows is a really, really awesome center fielder.
Yes.
Spencer Torkelson has a lot of pop there at first.
You're going to keep naming players, and I'm going to change my picks on the Reds.
Hey, my buddy's franchise on MLB The Show is Detroit, so I know every player on the team this year. It's kind of part of the reason why I want to go watch Detroit. They're a lot of fun.
All right, so now we're going over to the NBA Finals.
I love the fact that their catcher's name is Dylan Dingler,
I did not know their catcher.
and he hits dingers.
It's like the Little League kid from years ago from the World Series. My name's Big Al, and I hit dingers. All right, now to the NBA. Where after the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter in Game 1, I was happy after that, because before that I was nervous as hell. 19 first half turnovers. Granted, I didn't know until you texted me later that night. I didn't realize they only scored 11 points off of it. So I didn't realize that. I was just like, God damn it, another freaking turnover. But I've said it, if you can be within 10 with a minute left, Indiana has a really good chance of making a comeback. And They did in Game 1.
They were the first team I think I saw in NBA Finals history to be trailing by, it was like more than 8 with 3 minutes left or whatever. They were down 9 with 2:45. How do you lose that? They're now down 9 points with 2 minutes and 40 seconds. That's an epic choke job. That is crazy. And, you know, like, shout out to the Thunder. Their defense has been great all series long. And Tyrese Halliburton, they've done a really nice job holding him down.
Yeah.
I mean, he did hit the game winner, but it was 14 points on 6 of 13 shooting with only 6 assists and
Yeah, that was
3
bad.
turnovers. That's not the Tyrese Halliburton that you need, or that you need if you're gonna win this series. I think at least that's how you're feeling if you're a Pacers fan. And then in game,
I was about to say, do you want to see the game winner again? Because I don't mind watching it again.
you can throw it up there.
Yeah.
There's about a 9-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Gildas Alexander spins, pulls up, jumper. Off the mark, won't go. Rebound, Neesmith. The Pacers with a chance to win it. Final seconds, no fouls to give. Halliburton looking. Halliburton driving, pulls up, jump shot. It's good! It's good! With 3/10 of a second remaining. Timeout, OKC. Tyrese Halliburton does it again.
He's like 5 for 5 on buzzer beaters in the playoffs or something.
Yeah. Something like that.
Wild, man.
Avery, Pacers are 4-0 this year in Game 1s in the playoffs. In that too. But yeah, I was very nervous. I was when Halliburton hit that shot. I think the chair I was sitting in flew backwards and flew over when I jumped out of it. Because I jumped out of the chair. Luckily I didn't pull a hamstring, because I'd still be on crutches if I did that. But yeah, and then Game 2, I never felt completely out of Game 2, really, until both teams pulled their benches, because it's like we were down 20, but it's like we've erased so many double-digit second half comebacks this season. It's like, so okay, I'm not too worried. Okay, and then it's just like we just never got over that hump. We'd cut it to 11, they'd go on a 5-0 run. We'd cut it back to 10, they'd go on another 4 or 5 point run. It's like we never got a hold when we needed to in those situations. And that's why Game 1 tonight in Gamebridge has got to be, they've got to go balls to the walls, and they can't let Oklahoma City win this one, or I feel like it could get ugly.
Yeah, I just think that Pascal Siakam and Tyrese Halliburton are going to have to be better. Halliburton had 17 points on 7 of 13 shooting, 6 assists, and 5 turnovers in Game 2. Still not good enough.
No.
He's going to have to be
shooting-wise, 7 of 13 is better than what do you say? Game 1 was 3.
No, it was like 6 of 13.
Oh.
So the shooting, he hasn't shot awfully yet but they've just made him very inefficient. 14 points on 13 shots with 4 turnovers. That's not good. 17 points on 13 shots with 5 turnovers. Yeah, that's not good. The starting lineup turned the ball over 11 times for the Pacers. They're just going to have to hang on to the ball better than that. I think that they will take...
We've just got to find a way to quit fucking putting SGA at the line. 11 of 12 and 7 of 8 in our 2 games. It's like, God, it's like he's just living at the free throw line.
Yeah, I guess that's the difference. That's kind of something that you miss when, the whole league goes to we're shooting threes. But what does Shea do? Shea is always in the mid-range,
Yeah.
getting fouled on mid-range shots and on layups, and you know he's on the attack. And the reason he averaged 11 free throws a game.
And
he's extremely aggressive.
Alex Caruso cannot have 25 points fall out of his ass because he hasn't done that in I don't know how long, but was not expecting him to do that off the bench.
Well, it was 20, but yeah, that's close enough. It didn't help that Aaron Wiggins also gave him 18.
I know, he was 4 for 4, I think, at one point from 3. I was like, oh my God, why is he? I mean, he hasn't done this shit all season in one game, and now he's just like, oh, here, I'll just start making them. Ugh.
Yeah.
I mean, we did, especially game 1. I mean, what was it? Game 1, Indiana. Why am I still on SGA stats? Game 1, Indiana did what we talked about and what I said. Look, we're not going to stop SGA. I mean, he had his 38 points, but I mean, Holmgren and Williams and Dort and the rest of the starting 5, they had a combined 17, 30, 42 points. And I'll take that all day long.
Yeah, I mean, Chet gives you what, 20-ish?
I think he had 18.
Gives you 15
in game 2.
And then Jay Will gives you another 18-ish. So that's almost your 40. He gives you 22 a game. Freaking, so that right there's your 38. That's not talking about the 10 that Lou Dort gives you. Freaking, or let's see, who's the other starter? Oh, Kason Wallace. Yeah. Yeah, we will see how things pan out. It just seems as though Indiana's not going to have enough to be able to fight back and win this thing.
If we have it within 10 with a minute and a half to go, I'm not going to say it's over. But if we don't have it that close, we don't.
The thing is, y'all just have to be able to, I guess, keep up long enough. Because, like I said, if it is close in the...
It was close in the fourth, especially the next 2 games at home. I mean, the Pacers, they one of the louder facilities in the playoffs this year. I think it's 3rd loudest behind Boston and the Thunder. So, I mean, if we can keep it close or have the lead late in the fourth quarter, I mean, I've been inside, I about call it Conseco Fieldhouse because that's what it was when I lived over there. That place can get loud.
It was called Conseco Fieldhouse? I had no clue.
Yeah, I think that's a bank.
It's always... No, Gamebridge.
No, it's called Conseco Fieldhouse when I lived over there.
You're sure it's not named after Jose Canseco?
No.
That's weird.
Oh, it's an insurance group. (1991 to 2011) was Conseco Fieldhouse. Then it was Bankers Life Fieldhouse, and now it's Gamebridge. Ugh. But I'm still going to stick with it. I'm going to still say Pacers in 6. I'm going to live and die with my team, I guess.
Yeah, I picked OKC in the beginning, so I'm not gonna. I still think that they are gonna win. Hope they don't. I'd love to be wrong. That'd be cool.
I'd love for you to be wrong too, because that means we win.
But it just kind of seems as though, to me, that the defense is just gonna be too much.
Yes. All right, that does it. What did we talk about at the beginning of the show that we had to talk about? Oh, you want to jump over to basketball in College World?
We can.
Oh, I was about to say, what, did you get something, an alert or something? The way you looked at your phone.
Well, okay, there's a couple of memes that I have that I haven't sent you. that, and like one or two of them we could certainly talk about. I can send you the one right now.
Let me log into Facebook.
There's that one. That one's kind of cool. Well, shoot, I guess I'm sending you quite a few.
Jeez. Come on, I know I forgot to type in my password. No, don't remember my password. I don't want other people logging into my Facebook.
Oh, I forgot. I had already sent the one to you. Because I sent it to you earlier today. Because I was like, this kid was born in 2004.
Oh. Come on, load. And then I guess if we need more time to fill, oh crap, I just closed it. I did see this article today that I thought was interesting from college football that we could talk about, or we could just save it for next week. All right, let's see what Andy has sent me.
So let's talk about the GOAT one first.
I got to look at them first. Load goat. Goat. Where's a goat?
It's the one with the picture of all the athletes on it.
Okay.
It's also a John Cena joke. I didn't do it for the John Cena joke, but hey, why not? So, there's been people have been making the AI photos of all of the goats from all the sports. Freaking. And
I'm going to see if I can download this and blow it up even bigger.
My problem... Really, I guess my only problem is, what is Lionel Messi? I guess I do have two problems. What is Lionel Messi and Serena Williams doing on the GOAT picture? Lionel Messi is not Pele.
Right.
And Serena's the greatest women's tennis player of all time, and that's cool.
Yes. I know, no doubt, no disagree with you. But I feel...
If we're doing, like, why isn't the actual greatest tennis player of all time on there? And I'm not trying to hate on Serena. Serena's awesome.
Yes.
Serena's
greatest, probably I could say American tennis player ever.
Yeah, if we're let's have Serena, and I know nothing about tennis, but I know she's not the GOAT. She was beaten by some 50-year-old French guy who was smoking a pack of cigarettes during the match. Frickin', So I like the whole GOAT thing, you know, and the people doing their different photos and who their GOAT is and whatnot. Frickin', I like it. I just feel like this one is wrong, just a little bit.
Yeah.
And I've also seen some of these.
Obviously, this person has never seen or heard of Pele. I mean, granted, nothing taken away from Lionel Messi. I think he's the greatest soccer player that I will probably ever see play the game. But I never saw Pele. But I know, like Michael Jordan, I never saw him play. But I mean, looking at his stats and all that, yes.
And then
I mean, they got a majority of these right. Tom Brady, yes. Right. Tiger Woods, yes. Wayne Gretzky, yes.
That's the other one that I've seen, that's the most different. Like, the two that I've seen that are different are they'll have Messi or Pele,
okay,
or they'll have Gretzky, or they'll have Crosby. And it's not even close. It's not even close.
No, I disagree with that. And I loved Sidney Crosby, but nobody holds everybody else is second chair to Wayne Gretzky. And that's even with Ovi passing him on all-time scoring list.
Excuse me, it was Ovi, yeah, not Sidney Crosby. It was Alex Ovechkin.
See, I could even justify putting Crosby just ahead of Ovechkin a little bit.
That's goofy that I just started screaming about the wrong guy. But
Okay, so I guess I would like to know what their premise is. What do they boil down to is the recipe for a goat?
yeah, I don't know. I do like the memes, but I think it's absolutely wild that you're gonna put a guy above Wayne Gretzky when I'm pulling the two numbers up right now. When Wayne Gretzky has 1,200 more assists. If you want to show it.
Oh,
Wayne Gretzky has 1,200 more assists.
good God.
He just broke the goals record, but 1,200 more assists. 1963, which is a year that happened 60 years ago, 726, which is also a year, but it happened 1,400 years ago.
Yeah, that's...
So, yeah, it's just maybe just small gripe that I have with that. But I do think that the John Cena thing
I was about to say,
is kind of fun.
we never... Let me switch back to mine. We never even talked about the fact that wrestling's not a sport, but did you notice John Cena was in there? Just you can't see him?
Yeah. Dad joke incoming.
Yeah. The next one I have up is the Hambino.
All right, so that one is really fun because I think probably most, if not all of us, watched Sandlot. Or Sandlot fans growing up. Probably seen that movie more times than I have seen anything else outside of MASH. But
Good Lord.
the great Hambino suited up for the
Savannah Bananas.
for the Savannah Bananas the other night, and he made a little post about it. And he said, people ask it if it ever gets old, talking about the same movie for over 30 years. And he said, it doesn't. How could it? I've gotten to meet so many amazing people because of it. It's been passed down through 3 generations at this point. That's pretty crazy. What else would you want to be as an actor, director, filmmaker, if you're not a part of something that means so much, that means as much as the Sandlot has to so many people? This night with the Savannah Banana reminds me how special being a part of the movie is. A night to remember. Even more special was that my 8-year-old was there and got to see 45,000 people cheering on his pops. Thank you for everyone for doing that. I'm sorry I didn't get. Sorry I didn't hit it out of the park. 400 feet is a lot longer than the Sandlot was, but hey, I got a piece. Was it a meatball? Yes. But it was still 70 mile. It was a 70 mile an hour meatball. Fine. 63. Whatever. Who's counting? Not the point. Is Yellow slimming? No, not the point. I just love that guy. Big fan of the movie and of him. Actually, let's see if we can find that clip real quick.
What would you do if I wasn't your...
Now, coming to bat, the great
Ah, yes.
ovation for Ham Porter. Everybody's got a phone camera out right now of Ham Porter, who's calling his shot against Neil Lang. Everybody very familiar with the prodigious power. He swings through a fastball. Come on, Hernandez. Call that the heater? This one looped into shallow right. Fans, one more time.
Oh.
For the great Hambino.
What a heck of a catch.
Coming
I thought he
to
actually
bat.
got a hit. Well, it sucks that he didn't get a hit, but Love that guy. Go Sandlot.
All right, so we can talk about the stuff that happened real quick in college basketball, and then since we did have a lot of downtime, we can go ahead and at least maybe talk about the top 10 on the list that I found this morning and see your take on it, voted by the writers, college football writers.
Wait, what's the question?
No, we're talking about basketball first, and then I found a list come across my news feed this morning about the top 25 college football plays since 2000.
Oh, all right.
But we probably don't have time for all 25, so we'll just do the top 10.
Okay.
But breaking news, this was, 2 days ago? Which I agree, I'm fine that college coaches can now challenge in basketball starting this year. And I've kind of talked about how, why is it taking so long? I mean, you saw how quickly the NBA and how entertaining it does become the NBA, or makes it more entertaining when there's a crucial call.
When it fixes the game.
Yes.
It makes it so a play that was called wrong is now corrected. So I don't know how there could be any argument against it. Mm-hmm. All 4 challenges. That's awesome. And then since we're talking about that, I guess we can kind of bring up the news that broke earlier. Nothing is official or anything, but men's college basketball is pushing to go to quarters.
That's only to get more sponsorship money.
Halves. And that's what I thought. This is where the 70-year-old Andy comes out and is screaming like the old man, telling everyone to get off my lawn. That's how I feel about that. It's just for more ad time, and I don't care about that.
Well, since they're going to be paying a lot more people, or paying a lot more money, they need more sponsorship ads, I guess. I hope they don't. I mean, let's leave some things the way that they are, that have been for so long, that we're just used to.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's an unnecessary change. I kind of think it's dumb that, it's literally just for the ad space. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I don't like the fact that women's college basketball is quarters and not halves. I just like the halves. I don't know. It's halves, so it's always been halves, so I'm fine with halves.
Yeah.
And then how would that affect the TV timeouts? Because in men's college basketball, there's the under 16, under 12, under 8, under 4.
Women's college basketball, I think their TV timeouts are under 7 and under 3 in the quarter.
It's weird. Just weird.
All right, now we're going to start. Oh, crap. Damn ads. But now we're going to start with this is number 10. The top 10 college football plays since 2000. And this one is number 10.
Oh, they gotta be great if this is 10.
Cody just dives in, hits the defender, the ball's on the ground. The Gamecocks have it. The Gamecocks have it. The Gamecocks.
And I love how they went and added the radio from the actual school.
I think that's terrible.
And took it away.
Well, yeah, that one's kind of breaky.
I hate
Do
that.
us like that.
But yeah.
The original call was way better than that.
Yeah, Mike Trico's call is way better. Let me see if I can find it.
If you don't, I have it.
Do you have to play an ad first, or do you got it?
It'll probably be an ad. Hang on.
One of them was taken back. 60.
Shut up. Well, here, we can...
I got it.
Okay, I had it too. I was about to say, here, we can just even show, this one has the play before, if we want to watch what the play meant even more. On a questionable 4th down. Oh, crap. Did I mute? On a questionable 4th down play.
Trying to get the third short on the toss, and they get to the line. The mark will depend on it. Floyd Simmons was the upback who took the pitch. Very close to a first down, so Michigan throwing everything in special team surprises here. It'll depend on the mark.
12 years
That
ago.
side is where the chains
Is that
are.
long ago? I think Jadeveon Clowney's out of the league.
See,
Is he not?
South Carolina ball.
Okay.
Field position.
If he's not, I just felt like I haven't heard anything.
Got a call on 4th and a long 3 from your own 35.
I love South Carolina's coach. I forget who it was at the time.
No. Just short. South Carolina will take. Oh, whoa, first down.
Steve Spurrier. Yes.
Spurrier. And the South Carolina folks, they can't believe it, and I don't blame them. What is he looking at?
But it's set up for one of the hardest hits I've heard.
Wow. Michigan at the 41.
Boom.
What a hit. Ball's free. On the ground. South Carolina deserves to have it, and they do.
Clowney just says, I'll take care of business right here. You give me this long to get.
Yes.
I take care of this right here. I love John Gruden.
All right, that was number 10.
Nah, they got to be some good plays if that's number 10. And I know one, at least one of them that's on there. But probably know 2 or 3 of them that's on there.
I might just jump to the top 5 because we are running out of time. This one here, I can actually do this one. This one was number 8. And all I'm going to tell you is it's been called the Surprise Cobra.
You said it's the last 25 years?
Yeah. Don't go and look at the list.
I kind of want to, just so I can see.
Here is number 8.
Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free. It's picked up by Michigan State's Jalen Watts Jackson, and he scores on the last play of the game. Unbelievable.
There's the Surprise Cobra.
I remember this because you wouldn't stop talking about the call.
Just the Sean McDonough voice crack. And that is why we do not have hamburgers when Michigan plays, because Jim went to put, he figured the game was over. He went to put burgers on the grill, and while he was outside, that happened. So we have not had a hamburger on Michigan game day since. This one was number, let me see. This is number 5.
All right, I went and I saw what I needed to see, so I won't look at anything else. So I had to see where the play was. If you know.
Oh, your play?
Yes.
Okay.
I had to see where they ranked it. And they're wrong, but...
They're going to kick the field goal.
Number 5.
Is this just I'm going to piss off Jim?
I guess.
Good snap. Good hold. And the kick is blocked. Appalachian State has
That's my boy
stunned
Tom.
the college football world. One of the greatest upsets in sports
I
history.
actually saw that yesterday. I saw that highlight yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, that was number 5. Let's go ahead and jump. See, they have this one at 4, and yes, it's a good play, but I don't know if it's better. I don't know if it's better than, at least in the top 10, but I'll let you decide. Oh.
Make up for it.
I'll let you decide. I don't think this is top 10 worthy. It was a great play, but I just felt like there's more off the list that we haven't seen yet.
Tagovailoa trying to make up for it. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown! Alabama wins!
It was an easy throw. He was wide open.
Right. Let him bobble it 4 times.
I do not like that. The Clowney play is way better than that.
Yeah. This one is number 3. Let me just make sure there's no ad. Oh, there's not an ad. Good, YouTube knows we're doing a show. This is number 3. Again, yes, an iconic game winner, national championship, but is it top 5? No. The only thing that I remember about that one is I'm sitting there listening to my radio because that was past my bedtime, and I got in trouble for having the radio. Now this one...
That's because I was allowed to listen to the radio as I went to sleep. So when Alabama and Texas were playing in the championship, I was upstairs in my room listening to who is it? Kevin Harlan on Westwood One. Oh man, give me some late night football with Kevin Harlan.
This is number 2. Andy feels this should be number 1. I kind of agree.
To move the chain. A last gasp.
Tom Brenneman 2 times in the top 5.
Critical here to save time on throwing the ball. Down the middle, James, the lateral to the corner of the end zone. Can you believe that?
Can you believe that? Yes, I can, baby.
I've seen it all. Now.
Here, we'll look at another angle.
About Jared Zabransky and his redemption.
And there you go. If Oklahoma doesn't call that timeout, they go to overtime, and Oklahoma could win, possibly win. Now let's call timeout.
Bowl 2004.
Boy, look at the execution.
Who's that throw? Is that Kellen Moore?
No, that's
And look at Lewis Baker
Okay.
right by him.
This was in 2007.
Because he wasn't expecting that at all.
Okay.
Brad beats him to the corner.
Boy, it doesn't get much better than that right there.
Listen, our
This
colleague
is the
Jimmy
guy
Johnson
who's
working
supposed to
the show
girlfriend.
with us. How about those?
I'm
Okay.
pretty sure. I'm 90% sure.
It's Spectrum. We
That doesn't show the 2-point conversion. Oh, was his girlfriend the cheerleader?
No, it wasn't him. It was like the wide receiver or whatever, but yes. Yeah.
But this one didn't show. It didn't show and include the 2-point conversion, the Statue of Liberty.
Stayed for the win. They hand it off to Johnson, Boise State.
There he goes. It's Ian Johnson.
The Tostitos Fiesta Bowl.
And actually, I think he goes right to her and does it just about. Frickin', it happens right after the game's over. Frickin'.
And then this. And then, granted, I'm fine with putting either one of these at number 1.
Yeah, I'm not really mad that this one goes up over.
But And before, well, I'll save it for after.
Well, I guess if this thing comes up short, he can field it.
Oh, I love it. This one's with the Auburn radio.
56-yarder. Does not have the leg. And Chris Davis takes it in the back of the end zone. He'll run it out to the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy.
I don't know. I kind of think that Kirk's is better. Or
Chris Fowler.
Was it Chris Fowler?
I believe it was Chris Fowler and him. I got it right here.
I also have it. Either or.
And you wanted, before we go into that, the only reason that that happened is because Nick Saban wanted there was 1 second left when his player got out of bounds, so he wanted that shot at that field goal. If he would have just let it gone to overtime.
Tonight.
Oh, crap.
Cody, yes, career, not tonight.
56 yards.
Oh, it's Brett.
Griffith.
That's Brett Musburger, isn't it?
Oh, yes, that's right. It was a CBS, not.
Freshman from Calhoun, Georgia. This is the third field goal he's attempted in his career.
I remember watching
56
this.
yards for the win, but first.
Oh, crap.
Left to
Foster, here's his first attempt tonight.
Oh, God.
Opening drive, yep.
I like the concept.
Here's his second.
His second tip went wide left again.
Hooked it from 33. And this one, you said before we saw the replay.
Wait a minute. Hang on.
He was 0 for 3, and Saban wanted to call. Hold on. Saban wanted to call the timeout.
Missed 44, 33, and I think it said 42.
44.
Oh.
So Saban called the timeout to give him a chance.
You know, considering this game happened 12 years ago,
Van Tiffen won.
completely forgot about that.
52
Yeah.
in 1980. And here is a red shirt freshman from Calhoun, Georgia. Very little wind. What small amount there is at his back. Mandel will hold it. Now they've officially made it 57 yards.
number 8 block kick can go the other way.
Is that A.J. McCarron on the sideline?
Yes.
On the
so.
way. No, returned by Chris Davis. Davis goes left. Davis gets a block. Davis has another block. Chris Davis. No flags. Touchdown. Auburn. An answered prayer.
That is the most pissed off Saban I've ever seen.
He was not a happy camper.
No. But, well, we might dive into some of the other ones next week. Give us some more filler next week. I think that's going to do it for this week's episode of Play by Play, though.
Yeah, I believe so. So don't forget to like the show on all those different social media platforms. See you guys later. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And see you guys next time.